Okay, we start the 8th parak in Bava Kama. Wow, isn't that something? We just started Bava Kama, and we're now already in the 8th parak, sponsored by the Fisher family, Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbi, Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruven, and Neshama should have an Aliyah. We're also sponsored by Nishmas David ben Chaim, L'Refuah Shlema for Yomis ben Chayesor, for the schus of Avram and Yom ben Shbemal Yudis and family. We are sponsored by Yod Klugman and family for their panos, Gzunt and Nachas, and L'Refuah Shlema for Avigdor Haya ben Rivka, Moshe ben Pesel, Shimon, Yehuda ben Gittel, and Meir ben Chayesor. They should have a Refuah Shlema b'Seg Shechel Yisrael. Good Nechodesh Elul, everyone, as we learn Torah Lishma, to be Mekayim the mitzvah of Yabar Tabam, L'asais Nachas Ruach L'Yotzreinu. HaChayvel b'Chaveiroi, if Chatzkel hits Shmiel, Chayav alav mishum chamisha dvarim, he has to pay 5 types of payment. Benezek, he has to pay for the damages. B'tzar, he has to pay for the pain. B'ripui, he has to pay for medical. B'sheves, unemployment. U'b'baishis, and for humiliation. And now the Mishnah explains these 5 things. Benezek ketzad, what does it mean he has to pay for damages? Sima es einoi, if he blinded his eye. Kata es yada, he cut off his hand. Shibra es ragla, he broke his leg. Ryan Isai Kilu Evan Nimka B'Shuk, we view him as if he was a slave sold at the slave market. V'shaman Kama Yafa, how much he was worth before he was blinded, before his leg was broken. V'Kama Yafa, and how much he's worth now, and the difference he has to pay. Tsar, pain, K'vay B'Shpud Oy B'Masmer, if he burnt him with a burning spit or nail. Vafilu al tzipurnai, even if it's on his nail, mokem sheina isachamura, which doesn't make a wound, it only causes him pain. Eindim kama adam kiyotze bazeh, how much a person similar to him, writes a lito, is willing to take liyos mitzdarkach, to have such pain. The Gemara explains what this means is if a person was to be punished by the government, to be burnt on the finger, how much would he pay that they should do it with an ointment, with a medicine which doesn't cause pain? How much would he pay to save for pain? And that he has to pay. Ripui, this means if he hits him, chayiv l'rapaisa, he has to cure him, he has to pay for the medical payments. If after they cured him, he gets blisters. If the blisters were a direct result of the wound, chayiv, he has to pay to heal the blisters. If they're not directly from the wound, then potter, he doesn't have to pay. If he got better v'nistra, he relapsed. He got better and he relapsed. Chayiv l'rapaisa, he still has to pay the bills. If he was healed entirely and then he got sick again, then ain't a chayiv l'rapaisa. He doesn't have to pay for that. Sheves, what's unemployment? Ryan Isai Ki'ilu Shomer Kishun. You see, if he was a baseball player, he was a pitcher for the New York Yankees, and the guy cut off his hand, so the nezek is that now he can't pitch for the New York Yankees. So he doesn't have to pay unemployment for not pitching for the New York Yankees because he already paid for that in the nezek, in the damages. What this means is even now that he doesn't have a hand, he could still be a cucumber watchman. But until he gets better, he can't even watch cucumbers. So for that, he has to pay unemployment. He doesn't have to play for the New York Yankees. He already paid for the value of his hand or the value of his foot. Boishes, humiliation. It depends all on the level of the one that's doing the embarrassing and the one that's getting embarrassed. So the one we'll learn like one of the Rishonim, the one that's doing the embarrassing, the more important the person, the greater is the embarrassment. And the one that's getting embarrassed, if the person is more important, then his shame is greater. If you embarrass a naked person, so you'll say he's naked, how could he be embarrassed? Or you embarrass a blind person, or v'mavayish es hayoshen. You embarrass a sleeping person who will be embarrassed when he finds out what happened when he wakes up. Chayiv, you're chayiv. However, v'yoshin shabish, if somebody embarrasses someone when he's sleeping, potter. Because the din is you're only chayiv for humiliation if you did it b'kavana. If you embarrass someone while you were sleeping, you're not chayiv to pay the humiliation. Nafal minagag, therefore, if somebody fell off a roof, vehizik ubish, and he damaged someone, and he also embarrassed him, damaged him, and he also pulled off his clothing. Chayiv ala nezik, he's chayiv for the damage, because adam muad la'olam, but a potter ala baishis, he's potter for the humiliation, because humiliation is only kavana. Shenemar, visholcha yada, she stretched out her hand, vechazika b'mavushav, and she grabbed him by his genitals, by his place of shame. It's only if she did it deliberately. Ein chayiv ala baishis ache mischaven, if it was done with intent. Now, zeh chaymer ba'adam mibishar. This aforementioned 5 types of payments is more stringent by a human than an ox. She'adam mishalem nezik shar ripui sheves abaishis, because a human that damages has to pay damages, pain, medical, unemployment, and humiliation. Mishalem demei v'ladis. Also, if he causes a woman to miscarriage, he has to pay for the fetus. V'shar Ein mishalem ala nezek, he only pays for damages, doesn't pay for humiliation, for pain, for medical, or for unemployment. And upatam idmei v'ladis, the shar doesn't pay if it causes a woman to miscarry. We want to thank you very much for joining us and wish you a wonderful evening.